Arizona State.
Rod.
I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Playing fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But a downfield. They won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls up and buries the flag.
Richardson tries, not for Robbie Ryan.
Her three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot for Derby.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Happy Friday, however you want to call it. Guess what? It is time for Pitchfork Lunch, and man, it is just an awesome day. Well, it's always a phenomenal day to be a Sun Devil, right? We know this. We know this because, why do we know this? Because, well, come on, we're in Tempe. We're Sun Devils. Absolutely awesome sauce. But yes, I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You guys know that. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Yes, you know it. You know the drill. Also, my IG, michael.caratanudo.5. And I know I tell you every day, Pitchfork Lunches, but go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, go watch the show live on YouTube. You can totally do that too, but subscribe to my channel. All you have to do, pretty simple. All you have to do, go to YouTube. You see my name, Michael Caratanudo, but it's the pages that M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, because you have missed a ton of phenomenal conversations, interviews with coaches, players, insiders, voices, everyone that we have had been able to have here on Pitchfork Lunch, alumni as well too. So that, my friends, is why you should subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all caught up. Again, It's at Evans and Michael V's and Victory Season Champ 005 at NBC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Also, for those of you watching, let your friends know that, yes, for quite a while now, they have been able to listen to the show on the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Bam, click listen live, hit play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Here is Pitchfork Lunch. So again, you guys can check it out. Don't be bashful. I got the Pats Run shirt on, for last year's 20th, this year's 21st. And yes, I'm going to sign up again. It will be sometime soon, but I got to sign up again. But yes, you can go to Casual Sports Radio Network, and Casual E, again, awesome sauce that he invited us in to be part of the KSRN family. That is awesome. And when you're there, guys, subscribe to their socials, whether it be X, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Because not just awesome Sun Devil content that we get to share there now on KSRN, but he's got you covered when it comes to the Suns. Pulled off a trade. No, it wasn't Kevin Durant, Yusuf Nurkic. A lot of you saw that yesterday. But the Suns, the Diamondbacks, pitchers and catchers reporting soon. The Cardinals, the Mercury, all there. Casual E has you hooked up in the Mercury. Yes, looking. They looked a little different last year, and they look very, very different this year, and what they've been able to do in their offseason and free agency and players that have come here. But Casual E's got you covered. So again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click listen live, hit play, and you can stream it through your Bluetooth because, again, I want you to watch, but like I will tell you every day, just like Uber used to tell people, don't text and drive. Do not watch and drive. Pay attention to the road. I know you're smart and you'll do that, but again, you can listen to it on KSRN. You're meeting your friends for lunch. Bam, you can still listen there on your phone or pop up, like I said, on X, YouTube, IG. It is all there. But yeah, so don't watch and drive. But yeah, Casual E's got you covered there. Awesome Pitchfork Lunch could be a part of the family. So that is very, very cool. But yes, go to www.ksrnaz.com when it opens up. Click listen live, hit play, bam, Pitchfork Lunch. So, well, I do want to start the show off because there is a Sun Devil alum headed into the NFL, headed into the Football Hall of Fame, and a defensive back. And yes, not the one I've been pounding the table for, but for some reason, I already thought he was there. And I know he's been on the ballot, so that was my bad. Because he was, again, so awesome. But forks up and congrats to Eric Allen, who's headed to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And, man, it's him, Sterling Sharp. It's a smaller class. I know him and Sterling Sharp. I saw that. But nonetheless, I want to give a big shout-out to him because he had a hell of a career just in general. So obviously here at ASU, but I mean in the league, playing for the Eagles, playing for the Raiders, just a phenomenal corner. And always loved him because he was a Sun Devil. When he was in Philly, it was tough because, as you guys know, not an Eagles fan, but to say the least, he would always just to watch him play and how good he was. And so momentum for his fellow Sun Devil secondary brethren. Hopefully this, it should build. I mean, I say hopefully it should build, right? But Eric Allen, man, phenomenal career. So forks up to you. And before the Hall of Fame game, I'm going to reach out, going to try to get Eric Allen on the show because, yes, obviously when he was playing here at ASU, a little bit of a different time, but just to get his thoughts on, obviously, talk to him about, the career, what here at ASU, which there's a lot to talk about, and just, what he thought of this year. Obviously, a lot of excitement this past season. Coach Dillingham spoke today. But yeah, Eric Allen, well-deserved. Absolutely forks up to Eric Allen going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame because that is So very well deserved. So very, very, very well deserved. But yeah, stoked for him there. Speaking of stoked, softball, we had Coach Bartlett on Wednesday, right before the day before the season opener, and man, obviously coaches know what they're talking about, right? We all know coaches know what they're talking about, but um, um, but excited about the freshmen, and man, I tell you what, they got the 7-1 victory over Maryland. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Um, um, Tanya Wendell last night. I mean, literally, first at bat, bottom of the first, knocks it out of Club Farrington. Coach Bartlett and I talking about that. The hitters have, yes, they've done a good job, Sun Devil hitters, throughout the years of letting that ball just fly out of the stadium, and yeah, it's one of those things where Tanya Wendell, I mean, lefty turned on that pitch, and it just flew out of Farrington. 1-0 lead, and yes, the Devils obviously never look back. And they beat Maryland again, who doesn't have a home game. Their first home game is March 4th. A day before the greatest day in March. Just throwing that out there. And this kicked off the Kajikawa Classic, which, again, legendary head coach Bill Kajikawa, who coached multiple sports here at ASU. And the practice field, obviously, for football is named after Coach. But man, it was awesome. And you look at, okay, Tanya Wendell got it going, but in the top of the first, man, Coach talked about, she mentioned Cambry Krieger, what she could do as a pitcher, how, I mean, and we'll hear from Coach and we'll hear from Cambry, as well as Kenzie Brown, who's healthy, Sun Devil softball fans, and dealt with a lot, but is back, and whoo, absolutely awesome. But Cambry Krieger, true freshman, starts the game. And so she pitched 4 innings. Maryland was able to sprinkle in 4 hits. She gave up 1 run. It was earned. She had 2 strikeouts, no walks. She threw 60 total pitches in 4 innings, 15 pitches an inning. So, and again, Coach Bartlett talked about that early on. I want to say 42 of those were strikes. But yeah, it was, I mean, guys, it was an awesome performance. And the freshman that Coach talked about on the show, again, so awesome to get to catch up with her. she wasn't Krieger wasn't the only freshman that contributed, but on the mound, man, her stuff did look. Again, I know it's one game, it's not overreaction, but yeah, her stuff looks very, very nasty. And I'm a big fan, big fan of it. Pardon me, for Cambry Krieger last night, she was, like I said, absolutely awesome. And when we look at when you look at, like I said, I mean, she threw 60 pitches in 4 innings. And yeah, 60 pitches, 42 were strikes. For Kenzie Brown, who, again, coming back and has dealt with injury but just like, and we'll hear from Coach, just busted her way back. Kenzie Brown pitched 3 innings. She threw 32 pitches, 27 which were strikes, but she gave up 1 hit, no runs, none earned, 6 strikeouts, no walks. So 8 total strikeouts, no walks in a first outing. And again, you'll hear from Coach Bartlett, not to overreact, but how awesome is that, guys? Like, that's game 1, but you start off like that, and Cambry Krieger as a freshman looks that good. Awesome. So we'll hear from them in a little bit. Also, hockey tonight, guys, 5 p.m., Mullet Arena. From what I saw, it's pretty close to sold out. So, yeah, you might want to see what you can do because Denver is in town, and I heard from players earlier in the week, Noah Beck, Ty Jackson, and who else did we hear from? Why am I drawing a blank? We hear from Noah Beck and Ty Jackson, just talking about obviously how, you know, Denver's had this probably circled on their calendar since ASU went up there and swept them. And yes, I will say it, the Devils swept them. Coach Powers and the team, again, just absolutely playing. And I mean, that kind of, Luka Pavicic. We talked to him as well. But yeah, when they swept Denver, that series, guys, like, they were playing solid hockey, but then it just went to a whole other level. Tonight, 5 p.m. at Mullet Arena. Yeah, you're going to want to get there early. You're going to want to, again, just be a part of this atmosphere because it is going to be absolutely insane. And it's at 5 p.m. tonight. I want to say tomorrow night's at 5 p.m. as well, too. Yeah. Oh, no, tomorrow night's at 6 p.m. Sorry. Oh, wait. No, that was the earlier. Tonight is at 7 p.m. My apologies. I got caught up with the last series looking at times. Denver's number 5 in the country. ASU is number 12. Tonight, 7 p.m., Mullet Arena. But, I mean, get down here at 5, you know, get here at 5. You don't have to worry about it. You're here. everything's great. But yeah, so tonight, 7 p.m., Mullet Arena. It's going to be on the CBS Sports Network, too, and then obviously Fox Sports 910. Tomorrow is at 5 p.m. at Mullet Arena, and it's going to be on NCHC TV and Fox 10 Extra, KUTP, and then also on Extra Sports 910. But, guys, this is huge. I mean, Denver, when we look at the pairwise rankings, which again is huge for postseason, ASU is right there. They are 13, and they are literally 1 point. But they're at 51. And Quinnipiac and Ohio State's 52. UMass Lowell's at 54. But they're 13, and when you look, Denver is 8, and they're at 56, and then Western Michigan is at 5 in the pairwise. So, but again, you got Boston College, Michigan State, Minnesota, Maine, and then Western Michigan, who again we will see, the Devils will see in a few weeks. So that's they got Minnesota, Duluth next weekend, and the week after that in Tempe, though, February 21st and 22nd. February 21st, 22nd, Western Michigan is here. That is, again, huge. But tonight, we're focused on Denver. That is, and like I said, guys, when they swept them in Denver, it was 3-2 the first game and then 5-2 the second game. And Denver was number 1 in the country at the time. I mean, you look at the Devils with ranked teams this season. Michigan was number 10 at the time they played them, and they dropped the first one. And then they tied the second one, although they did win in a shootout. But, again, that doesn't count on the record in college, as we've talked about. Then they took on number 14 Providence right after that on the road. They lost both games there to number 14. Took on Colorado College, who was number 8 at the time when they started conference play, and they fell 4-3 in overtime and then 3-1. Omaha, wasn't ranked. They lost 4-2, and then there's an empty netter. But then they beat Omaha 3-2 the next night. And that catapulted them to Denver, and they beat Denver, like I said, 3-2 and 5-2. So once they beat Omaha, that catapulted them to an 8-game win streak, 10 altogether, because they had the U.S. national team and national development team. They played 2 games with December 28th and 29th. So, yes, that was but, yeah, I mean, look, 3-2, 5-2 on their home ice. So, yeah, they're focused. They've played a lot of hockey since then, but I'm pretty sure on that Sunday they circled when they were going to be in Tempe. Not that they're looking ahead or didn't not that they, weren't prepared for those other teams. I think they put up 11 goals. But, yeah, they're 19-6-1 is Denver. 8-5-1 in conference. 10-2-1 at home, 9-4 on the road. So, again, you're ranked this high because, and with the same thing with the Devils, as they are doing their thing. And in their last game, wow. Well, okay, so they had a tie with Omaha Friday night in Denver, right? This is in Denver. They tied 3-3, and then on Saturday, February 1st, they managed to win 11-2. Yeah, and the guys talked about that. So the big game tonight, we'll get into a little bit more. But, yeah, absolutely awesome. Hate week for women's hoops. They play in Tucson tomorrow, taking on that team down south. Natasha Adair looking for her first victory against Arizona. And, yeah, it should be a very interesting game. We'll hear from the women as well. So I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to hear from Coach Bartlett from last night's, again, softball 7-1 victory. Oh, and by the way, real quick, they have, because of the Kajikawa Classic, is, starts their season off at Farrington Stadium, but they will take on Miami of Ohio at 6:30. Well, it looks like they take on Miami of Ohio. Wait, I'm confused. It doesn't take it on Miami of Ohio twice. Tonight at 6:30 and then tomorrow at 6. And it might be just that. I didn't get clarification on that. My apologies. But anyway, then they have Minnesota at 8:15. They have Miami of Ohio at 6:30 tonight. Then they have Ohio at 6 on Saturday, and then Saturday at 8:15 they have Minnesota, and then Sunday they wrap up with old Pac-12 foe Cal at 1:30. So that is what they have, and then next week is a Littlewood Classic here in Tempe, and like I said, Oregon, North Dakota, Weber State, UW, Washington, Belmont, and Utah Valley are here. But 1-0, absolutely awesome. So we'll step aside when we get back. We'll hear from Coach Bartlett. We'll hear from Camry Krieger, and we'll also hear from, wow, you talk about, I forgot to mention, for Tiare Ho Ching, wow. Have a game, freshman. Have a game, because she did, and we'll talk about that on the other side. But the freshmen were, again, very, very awesome. So we'll step aside and have more Pitchfork Lunch on the other side.
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean Conn.
Bird Gang, I know it was another tough loss, but keep encouraged.
We miss you, BA. And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Customer
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean Conn.
Bird gang. I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those listening on KSRN, you are listening to the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. Check us out live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratino.5, the YouTube channel. Good old Emerson Michael V is in Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. As again, you can get all caught up. But and then www.ksrnaz.com. And again, you can drive around, stream it through your Bluetooth, and listen as you're running around, going all over the place. But yes, 7-1 last night. The final softball rocked it. So yes, let's get right to it. Let's hear from Sun Devil head coach Megan Bartlett.
So, up a better storybook along with everything going right. Start with the pitching, the freshman Camry. Was it the plan to have Sam catch her, and how much did that help knowing that they had a relationship?
Well, yeah, Sammy's been catching her for about 5 or 6 years into travel ball and now with Sun Devil. So, yeah, they worked beautifully together. And the combination of Cambry with kind of Kenzie closing the game worked as well as we hoped. So, we see a lot more of that. Our twin towers, yeah, it was impressive.
I guess you couldn't envision a leadoff hitter starting the offensive season any better, right?
Yeah, Tanya Wendell, she is all the things. Extraordinarily gifted. She has worked really, really hard to add some power right to the arsenal. Spent a lot of time with the wonderful Pete Alosi, our amazing strength coach, and done her best to, I don't know, not just stay sharp in the cage, but continue to really be able to drive the ball with force. So as soon as I can get her to drop some more bunt for hits, then she'll be super dangerous. But yeah, Tanya, I mean, when you lead off a game like that, it certainly just kind of steals the momentum and deflates opponents. So super proud of her as well.
Coach, you talked about earlier on this week that you guys wanted to focus that middle infield defense in particular with Molitor and O'Chain. What did you kind of see tonight? I know this is just the first game, but you talked about it in practice and stuff. Just what do they bring to the table, and how does that make it easier for the pitching staff?
Yeah, I mean, for both of their first games in college, you know, Grace, we just got her 3 weeks ago. I'm so excited about not only the now, but what their future is going to be as Sun Devils. And really, they both gave us great at-bats, too. I mean, so don't get me wrong, I'm not getting greedy, right? If you get some elite middle infielders like that, but to have that kind of production out of the 8 and the 9 spot, and the ability to defend the ball with the range, right, and the instincts the way they do, we're just really pleased. Happy they're Sun Devils.
And yeah, obviously it is, I mean, first game and you want to get that win, but I mean, confidence-wise, especially for the freshmen, when you get a win like this where it's offense, defense, everything's clicking, how big do you feel that is for their confidence?
Oh yeah, I mean, certainly. Really, I think the sky can be the limit for this crew, and they will go as far as they believe they're capable. So to just continue to grab some momentum and keep it rolling throughout the season, and certainly as we move into the Big 12 in the back half of the season, it's exciting. And again, I don't have much other to say other than I'm really happy they chose to be Sun Devils. So yeah, we were certainly very pleased. That freshman class will not lack for confidence and moxie, and now we're just adding a big skill set to it. It's one of my favorite parts about them.
How proud does it make you feel to see these freshmen make such a huge impact, especially them being your first recruiting class?
I'm so proud of them. That's really what I told them in post-game. Coach Bloomer got a little bit into the X's and O's, and I really just told him I was proud of them. I love them. I go to battle with this group any day, and I'm just so happy they're Sun Devils. Because they certainly chose the program in a tough transition that I think they're going to turn the corner, right? And we'll see our way out of said transition into what the program can potentially be. So that certainly took a lot of trust and faith on their part and their parents' part, and we're grateful for it.
Kelsey Hall and Yaya Acuna both obviously coming back from injury. Hall has 2 hits, and then obviously Acuna pinch run, scores all the way from first. How did that make you feel seeing both of them back in the diamond today?
Oh man, my girls. Yeah, as much as I'm so excited about these freshmen, I absolutely love these veterans. I think every college coach in the country, if they don't feel that way about their veterans, God, they should, because these kids have so many choices, especially, right? Kelsey has been a former conference player of the year, and she was an all-pack selection, and she chose to stay for 6 years and continue to rehab that knee and grind it out, and has been a tremendous leader for us. And Yaya, the same thing. My God, I mean, she was going off in the first half of last year, right before she got hurt. And Unique said the same thing, and she is, I mean, being a Sun Devil is just in her blood. So so happy that they're here and they're going to continue to lead the way.
Talk about coming back from injury. Did you expect that performance from Kenzie in the circle tonight?
But I have a one-up on you because I get to see her train every day. Yeah, Ken's really, if we're being honest, was probably ready to go sometime around like middle end of September. And so now to this point, we actually had to pull the reins back on her a little bit in the fall just so we didn't end up in another conundrum with her foot. And so trust me when I say Kenzie Brown was chomping at the bit to pitch. When we looked like we were going to maybe end that in 5 for a while, I could see her like looking left and looking right, looked at the hitters like, don't you dare, because she wanted to get all her innings in tonight. So she is thrilled to be back, and we are thrilled to have her back.
There were some ASU football, basketball, gymnastic athletes in the stands tonight. How does that make you feel to have that support from ASU athletics?
Oh man, it certainly means everything, right? I remember those being some of my fondest moments as a student athlete many years ago back in the day. So the fact that the girls are just have that kind of bond with the other teams around them, because this is what I can tell you about college athletics. Rising tides raise all ships. When you have that departmental standard of excellence, you'll watch all your programs rise to it. So the fact that, you know, their buddies came out on their night off to be able to cheer them on, and we got a win, and that's big time. Very cool. Yeah, and shout out to the football team because they were showing up all last year too, which I certainly appreciated.
Coach, you mentioned Cambry and Kenzie. From what they bring to the table from a pitching standpoint, how do they play off each other so well, and how does that kind of confuse the batters on the opposing team?
Yeah, I mean, they both work, you know, at a high clip, right? They're going to work 66 to 70 miles an hour, you know, from 43 feet. That's disruptive to a batter. Cambry's super strength. She is mentally rock solid. Cambry, as we say, can hit a gnat in the behind with a softball. I mean, when Jeremy has a pitch call on the watch, that is where the ball goes. So she can really force that hitter to have to hit something that is not their strength, and she does not miss, and she doesn't miss over the plate very much at all. We will continue to get her more and more comfortable with her off-speed pitches. Kenzie's a little bit different animal. They work at a little bit different tempos. Kenzie is also, you know, a 68 plus kid typically, but man, Kenzie's ball, it just is electric. It'll go up, it'll go down. That cutter has a little bit of uptick to it, and so Kenzie is probably a little bit less precise than Cambry, but the ball moves a ton, so she gets away with that a little bit more. But they are, and our hitters will tell you because they face them all the time. It is quite a different look, even though they're both right-handed pitchers with the same profile. They just have different strengths, certainly. They complement each other really well.
Yeah, Coach, ASU now 48-8. I don't know if you know this, now in season openers. You know, reflecting on last season and now, seeing your team win 7-1, how do you just kind of keep it rolling, keep it game by game with the new season?
Well, it's a young group, so we just have to keep them on task and keep them calm. And we talked before the game just about, especially if you have so many young ones that are out on the field, you don't have to be any more than you are on game day. You are fully capable, you're here for a reason. We train them at a very intense rate. There is not a day they step out on that field that there isn't some sort of challenge or some sort of task, a game within the game they have to attack, and right, some sort of goal they have to meet, and we make that tougher than the game. So I continue to just tell them, like, just be on time, just stay in rhythm, do things the way you're capable, that we just watch you do a million times a day, you'll be totally fine, because we have made practices so hard, the game's so easy, which has been a really nice adjustment this year, and we saw some good results.
Thanks so much.
I threw up before the game. I was so nervous. But after I got my first ground ball, I kind of got my jitters out, and it was so exciting to just have my team hype me up. You know, for someone my size, like, I'm kind of underestimated when it comes to like hitting for power. So my team, I really appreciate them for being so hyped for me and being so happy for me. So it felt really good.
Tiara, take me through your first 2 at-bats, a double and a home run, 4 RBIs and a run scored to start your collegiate career.
Yeah, technically I'm like the type of hitter that likes to attack early. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but it felt really good to just jump on a pitch and get my jitters out. My first at-bat, I was, you know, this is my first collegiate game, and it felt really good to just get a good swing off, and then I kind of just let that go towards my second at-bat.
Speaking of good swings, when Tanya starts a game like that, I mean, obviously your first game, that's got to take some jitters away when you see her just crack that pitch out.
I mean, yeah, but honestly, it sets the bar high also. Our whole team wants to follow after her. She's amazing, and that's nothing new. She does that in practice every single day. But, when she set that expectation for us, it kind of just, everyone wants to hit like that.
What does it say about the culture of this program that you have 4 freshmen starting today and everyone made an impact right away?
Yeah, we have a really young team, but being surrounded by so many girls and upperclassmen that uplift us. Kelsey sent me and all the freshmen a text message this morning, letting us know that she loves us and she's been here before, and that it's normal to be nervous and have the jitters. But it felt good to get it out. I mean, I wasn't the only freshman that was probably nervous today. But yeah, it felt good to get it out.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
I threw up before the game. I was so nervous.
Are you guys ready?
Cambry, for you, freshman, but also growing with your high school teammate in Sam Swan.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of help the jitters of your freshman first start?
Oh yes, for sure. Sam and I have been playing together travel ball and high school since 8th grade, so that definitely. She's like my mini pitching coach, I like to say. So that was great having her there.
Yeah, take me through kind of just your whole outing. I mean, no walks. You were attacking the zone all night. A lot of first pitch strikes, and you were able to just keep a lot of soft contact as well.
Yeah, I think we worked through the batters throughout the week, so pretty much I knew what I was throwing to who going into the game, so that really was helpful.
Kenji, did you give her any advice before the game?
I don't know if I did I?
I mean, you told me good luck.
I tried to just keep it simple with them. I don't want to overwhelm them. I know how it was my freshman year, and the last thing I wanted to do was talk to an upperclassman because I was already nervous enough, and I just needed to experience it myself. So I just gave her that opportunity, and she did great.
How good did that first strikeout feel being back in the circle at Farrington?
So good, so good. I mean, any out at Farrington is a good out, but a strikeout, big win.
From the other side, I mean, you ripped through obviously the top of the first, but then first batter goes yard. I know that's obviously gives a boost, but like when that happens, I mean, what does it do in the dugout for you guys?
I mean, yeah, that just completely flipped our energy. From that point forward, the energy was on our side throughout the rest of the game, so that first at bat was really important to the rest of the game.
How big was it to get some run support early as well?
Super big. You can kind of just relax out there and throw your stuff and not have to worry so much about other stuff going on. The team has your back. So.
Yeah, how did it feel, Kenzie? Obviously, coming back from injury 2 seasons ago, and you start your outing with 5 straight strikeouts. What was the energy level, or what were you just feeling on the mound throughout your whole outing tonight?
I just think that Cambry set me up so well to go in and just do my best, and same with our hitters. So I just went in, threw my pitches, and it just went in my favor. And sometimes that's going to fall, sometimes it's not. But going alongside Cambry, I think is going to be super special this season.
Megan has talked a lot about the freshman class, especially you and a lot of hitters who had an impact today. What can you guys say about you at 4 or 5 that could really bring an impact to this team?
I mean, yeah, I think it's really cool. We're Coach V's first recruiting class here at ASU, so I think that's super special and says volumes about her and her coaching.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There you go. I mean, you're Coach Bartlett. I mean, the freshman, and like I said, the TRA Ho Ching last night, insane, guys. She was 2 for 3 last night. Yeah, she had a double and 2 RBIs, and then a home run with another 2 RBIs. So a 4 RBI night for Tiara Ho Ching. But the trivia question last night, when it says 2025 season, if you said, okay, who had the first home run for the Devils, who had the first for the Devils? So home run scored, RBI. Tanya Window will be the answer for the trifecta because her leadoff home run, like Coach Bartlett talked about, I mean, just a swing and. Man, Took it out to right field. But yeah, I mean, it was 1-0, and then they scored that. That was the one in the first. They scored 2 runs in the second, third, and fourth innings. And yeah, Maryland was able to muster 1 in the third inning. But yeah, just looking good, guys. And those, I mean, again, Tiare Ho Ching, you know, when you look at it as an infielder, it's crazy because, like, you know, Cambry Krieger, your pitcher, is a freshman and just crushing it. Just crushed it. AJ Murphy, a local kid who transferred back here from San Diego State, but played at Millennium High School, had a solid game last night as well. But I mean, freshman, as I said, you have Cambry Krieger, Tiare Ho Ching, obviously, who was who else? What am I missing? All right, so I want to say Grace Molitor too, because she's a freshman, right? Did I miss that one? Don't want to leave her out. Yeah, played that was at shortstop too. I mean, Grace Molitor and like Tiare Ho Ching and I mean, Cambry Krieger. Like, yeah, they're young, and sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? But absolutely awesome. So very stoked for them and what they did last night. But check this out. We're gonna a little bit of head coach Natasha Adair right now, women's basketball coach, because yes, actually, I take that back. We are going to hear from Ty Skinner real quick before we go. So last thing we're going to do, Hate Week, obviously rivalry, and I'll have more stuff up. I'll have some bonus stuff. But yeah, I mean, Ty Skinner having, played in this game and then banged up last year, so couldn't play in either one of them. But yeah, Coach Adair, like I said, looking for her first win against Arizona. But for now, we are going to hear from very talented Sun Devil guard Ty Skinner before we get out of here today on Friday. And here she is.
What's your favorite part about playing with Jazan Jackson?
Wait, you said who? I'm sorry.
Jazan Jackson.
Oh, just being her teammate. Definitely, she pushes me, make me better. She makes everybody better. Just playing with her, I think that it's a good backcourt. You know, everybody wants pressure on defense and somebody who's going to work hard and hustle. And I think that she brings that to the table. A lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. So, yeah, she's a great teammate.
Ty, you've always obviously kept the team upbeat. I mean, you see it in your play. I know it's been obviously a little tough, but you guys are battling. I mean, last year, I mean, unfortunately, you had to watch from the bench, but this year, I mean, being out on the court and being, battling with these teams, how do you feel that you guys have grown as a team so far?
I think that throughout the whole season, every team, obviously, they grow from when they started in November to all the way now in February, we're about to end in March, you know what I mean? I think that we've grown in a way of just, gelling together a little bit better, making a couple better reads just from knowing each other and getting used to playing with each other on the court. But I think that's probably one of the ways that we got better as a team. Still got to work on defense, but that's one of the ways.
Okay, to that point, where do you feel like you guys can improve on defense? Because it seems like the communication is there. I know, there's been some quarters where you've you guys have stumped teams and stopped them. But where do you feel like the defense can grow?
Yeah, your defense can be as great as it wants, but if you don't get the rebound to secure the stop, you know what I mean? It doesn't even matter, you know? So we got to just clean up on the rebounding, but that's a team effort. I think everybody have to go. We can't rely too much on our bigs. The guards got to kind of crash the boards as well. I think once we really start getting rebounds on the offensive and the defensive end, I think it will help us. It won't be so deflating after we play 29 seconds of defense and then they get the rebound, put it back, you know what I mean? So definitely clean up on the rebounds.
This rivalry weekend, what has the energy been like in practice, you know, going down to Tucson playing Arizona?
Yeah, it's a crazy, well, for me, just because I've already experienced it, I know what it's going to be like going down there. A few of us do, the couple of returners, but the new people, I think we're telling them, but I think it would be like more real once they get down there and they really get to experience it. But it's just, you know how it is. They say it's rivalry week, hate week, whatever they want to call it, but it's just time to, nobody want to lose. It's just, you know, head to head, you know, so.
Hey, Coach A in her time here at ASU hasn't beaten Arizona. Has that been any sort of like motivation or kind of point of emphasis in trying to get that win for her?
Absolutely. You don't want to keep losing. So, yeah. So hopefully this year is the year, and we're trying to go down there and get her one.
In rivalry games like this, I mean, obviously, I always hear coaches saying, even players, like you don't want to get, you know, too hyped before the game because the adrenaline's like way up and then maybe coming down. But having experienced that, I know, and like you just said, some of the players haven't experienced it. Are you expecting to see maybe some, you know, deer in headlights look from the younger players?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, because I definitely do because when I went there, it wasn't necessarily that for me, but like I think at the end of the game, it was like a realization moment when I think I fouled out at the very end of the game, and I looked around, like I was walking up the court, I looked around, I'm like, oh my gosh, like in the game I didn't notice how many people it was. It seemed really loud.
Right.
I didn't notice, and I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you know, it's kind of crazy. So everybody is different, but we'll see. I don't know. For everybody, it's different. Some people don't phase them. Some people built like that. It just don't phase them.
Well, and you know, you just mentioned rebounding time. I want to ask you too, because I know it's about 6-7 games ago, you were talking with Coach post game, and she said we do talk about that. But ever since then, I mean, rebounding wise, you guys have either been within like one or two, so nobody's like crazy dominated the boards on you. With what you guys have talked about on defense, how do you feel that everybody's bought in to, like you said, 5 people defensive rebounding?
Everybody bought in, but we just need to get the job done. You know, don't nobody want to be a right there type of team. Always right there. It don't matter if you win by 1 or lose by 1. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. So it's just like you got to get over that hump. So if we right there, then we need to get over that hump and kind of dominate in that area. So it won't even be a question. It won't be that type of close of a game, you know?
And there you hear it from Ty Skinner. Hate week tomorrow. I think I will be at that game. So yes, it's again very awesome. Got to get that win. They've been battling, like she said. You know, whether you win by 1, lose by 1, like you don't want to be right there. So, but yeah, that's absolutely awesome. So we are going to get out of here. Everybody thank you so much for joining me on Pitchfork Lunch this week. Again, if you didn't get to subscribe to the YouTube channel because you missed some awesome conversations and interviews. Again, Coach Bartlett, softball was on, Xavier Guillory down in Florida training for the draft. So, man, it's absolutely awesome. But yes, have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. Hopefully you're either out at softball tonight, at 6:30, or hockey, which is at 7. It is at 7. I know I told you guys that. So, yes, 7 p.m. tonight at Mullet Arena. So everybody, again, have a most phenomenal rest of your Friday. Hope you enjoyed Pitchfork Lunch, and I will see you Monday. And yes, thanks to our awesome volleyball, Big 12 volleyball champs, women's volleyball, hashtag our state. And yes, you guys know it. As always, forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Funnel will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But a downfield, they won't get him.
backwards, pulls up, and buries a flag.
Shot for Dirk.